자, 수요일 날 오후 4시 4분이 막 지나고 있습니다. 오늘은 제가 비가 와서 오랜만에 교보서적을 정가서 책 좀 몇 권 사고 요즘은 이제 돈이 부족하니까 책도 많이 살 수가 없고 월간지 몇 개만 사가지고 왔습니다. 자, 저녁 식사하기 전에 이제 세상의 책들을 좀 읽을 시간입니다. Reaching the rich world's poorest customers. Since Michael Porter's seminal work in the 1980s, we have had a clear and widely accepted definition of what strategy is, but we know a lot less about translating a strategy into the results. Seminar. The origin of financial crises, central banks, credit bubbles, and the efficient market fallacy. Up to this point, the challenge to the efficient market hypothesis has relied upon demonstrating the existence of destabilizing positive feedback process within credit and asset market with the power to push markets away from equilibrium. The history of money. They too borrowed consumption, hit the refresh by interacting with each other while being isolated from our environment. Quibus can perform certain calculation exponentially faster than conventional or classical computers. Reinventing the body, resurrecting the soul, how to create a new you. On the day that the first delegate gathered to form the United Nations, each was greeted with the blossom of peace. The Hollywood economist, the hidden financial reality behind the movies. Here is how the research is compiled. Under the hood, fire up and fine-tune your employee culture. The culture had a strong sense of ownership about the company it had built, and while it was exciting to be a tasty acquisition target of a giant at the EMC, the implication of being swallowed whole and having its identity absorbed in a much larger company's digestive tract were not all that appetizing. The winner's way, which point on the continuum is the most difficult connection for you. One-on-one best biddings to start. Her designer not only turned it into a modern dry cleaning plant, he also added such touches as flower boxes and French doors that open onto a drive on the balcony. Find your happiness. the kind of cry a little one utters when she's overtired or when she's fallen on her hands and received the slightest of scrapes and pebble marks from an unforgiving sidewalk. Managing online forums. In a lot of cases, working on staff is a way of giving back. Users have taken from the community as a resource, and now they are giving back by helping to maintain a resource that they still get something out of. Japanese women don't get old or fat. One by one, coat each salmon patty in the flour, then in the beaten egg, and finally in the panko. The pursuit of perfect, how to stop chasing perfection and start living a richer, happier life. I need to respect the reality. Hunger. It was much more easier to just try and shut out all of that noise and to try and forgive myself for the mistake I made in high school and college and throughout my 20s, to have some empathy for why I made those mistakes. Money doesn't grow on trees. All the games are designed to teach and reinforce good consumers buying habits. The coupon game, a good game for your younger children. Korean cuisine. There are different ways to prepare the meat. Smarter thinking. In each case, the divers were listening to the list using a scuba diver communication system. A 45-second presentation that will change your life. You are next to draw 2 arrows, one pointing down and the other pointing up. Mistakes you can't afford to make when you retire. The result could be that it will cost you more in monthly premiums, or the company may lower the death benefit. Foot pain can be more than just the achy feet. Don't ignore it. Williams. Rich dad to the poor dad. Most people choose not to be the rich. Think like the Amazon. By using Amazon Seller Flex software, the user can have Amazon orders allocated directly to them for shipping, leveraging Amazon's negotiated rates for transportation. Speak like a CEO. However, quite a few respondents mentioned that an authentic leader needed to be smart in every sense of the word and needed to have extensive knowledge of the substance of his or her field. The art of talking to anyone, essential people skill for success in any situation. Are you settling in? The secret of economic indicators, hidden clues to future economic trends and investment opportunities. What's valuable about this table is that net exports minus imports are a key component of the GDP account. How doctors think. Then he elaborated, saying that he had done it several times with supervision, but only a single time by himself. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Learn. Life's greatest lessons are gained from our losses, but our attitudes is totally our choice. Expert. Understanding the path to mastery. To me at the time, this part of the work seemed almost trivial. Small business, big vision. We've always had an inherent awareness that the key to making a business truly successful lies in the marketing behind the it. The hidden DNA of Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google. The ability to attach behavior to specific identities is the quiet war taking place in media. Change is inevitable, so stop resisting and surrender to life's flows. Execution. He's also got other behavioral problems. Perfect praise for dealing with difficult people. To meet that goal, we need to reduce the time we spend responding to the client's questions from answering about 2 questions a week to answering 2 a day. The leadership challenge. On some curves, the cliffs plunge several hundred feet to the water. Edison on innovation. 102 lessons in creativity for business and beyond. Some months before he drew up his patent caveat, Edison attended a live lecture demonstration by M, who exhibited his Praxiscope, a device that projected drawings based on photographs, not photographs themselves, which were painted on a revolving glass disc. How one girl's dream made others come true, and she slept the rest of the night without the pain. Start your own business. If you don't ask for a resume, you will probably want to have prospective employees come in to fill out application. then review the application and call qualified candidate to set up an interview. Building a story brand. Clarify your message so customers will listen. To understand how it works, let's take another page out of the Hollywood playbook. The age of surveillance and capitalism. The lesson with self-driving cars is that we can learn and do more collectively. The subtle art of not giving a fuck, a counterintuitive approach to living a good life. He is a self-improvement junkie. One ways to promote yourself. Is one easier than the other to get the media to take? Good product, bad product, essential elements to achieving superior quality. His opposite still depended heavily on customer and client input and relied upon a larger amount of user testing during the development of a product, but believed that products should be as sophisticated as the customer would accept in order that customers might grow to appreciate them. Lies my teacher had told me. In reality, white violence, not black ignorance, was the key problem during Reconstruction. The no cry, sleep solution for toddlers and the preschoolers. Some children may be reassured if you explain the sound of the night, the heater coming on, branches hitting the house in the wind, someone flushing a toilet. The upside of down, why failing well is the key to success. I spent almost 12 months in that trailer, smack in the middle of the site, talking to the workers and the engineers who were excavating the remains of the buildings. Smack. Scale for success. Expert insight into growing your business, selling globally. When A was 5, her father taught her to swim, telling her that she should say, out loud 5 times a day. I can't do anything I want to if I try, getting louder with each one. Everything on it, poems and drawings by. How much will you pay for an extra day? The crown man asked the child. You say more than you think. A 7-day plan for using the new body language to get what you want. To assign emotional meaning to the muscular action of the face. It's important to first understand that face reading can be difficult. It's easy to confuse one set of signs with another. Motivated like a CEO, communicate your strategic vision and inspire people to act. Strategic use of email and phone provide ways to drive a message home. The blue way. Their reasonable suggestion eventually fell on receptive ears. The geography of thought, how Asians and Westerners think differently, and the why. The linguistic anthropologist had shown that middle-class American parents quite deliberately attempted to decontextualize language as much as possible for their children. Fathered search through America's mental health and madness. In order to continue changing the law, TAC had to take the debate out of the mental health arena and put it in the criminal justice, public safety arena, he said. If you allow the law of an eye for an eye, very soon the only people around are going to be blind. Rippling. Each $1 million invested in equity-based approaches would avert up to 60% more child deaths than existing approaches to child health and survival. How to live on 24 hours a day. I have found no such wonderful secret. In short, the weaker worker bargaining power and technology have contributed to the shrinking middle class in America. Still, like an artist, write the book you want to read, winning the customer, turn consumers into fans, and get them to spend more. Yes, that's right, making money. Get up to speed with online marketing, but you may be surprised by its marketing potential, particularly for business-to-business marketing. Non-obvious mega trends, how to see what others miss and predict the future. If you believe in a lifetime of learning, read this book. Tell me why. Why do birds sing? Messages sent overseas could only travel as fast as the fastest sailing ship. The new rules of life success. Plan more, work less. There are some proven and simple techniques that can help us get into a more empowered mode before we even enter the room. That will not only make us look more competent, but also make us feel more competent. Everyday fish and seafood. Fold over the baking paper to encase the fish and bake in a preheated oven, 200 degrees C and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Uncontrolled risk. Uncontrolled risk is the definitive story behind the great credit crisis. The buck had not been broken in this fund, but investors wanted out. The education of millionaires. Build the brand of you. What to hell with resumes. The mind-body prescription, healing the body, healing the pain. The most promising therapeutic approaches will gradually increase physical activity and cognitive behavior therapy, a form of psychotherapy that aims to increase activity, reduce avoidance behavior, improve competence and illness control, reevaluate the understanding of illness, combat depression and anxiety, and look for underlying patterns of thought and assumption that may contribute to disability. The story of you. Take note of your emotional status 3 or 4 times a day, jotting it in your phone or in a notebook. Currency wars. The making of the next global crisis. The Federal Reserve was the one entity empowered to do so, and it did not. This was the idea behind the Articles of Confederation, an agreement approved by the Continental Congress in 1777. Wild and dangerous. When he appealed to a flight attendant on board, she referred him to the terminal agents around the world in 80 trades. A very good question. The man who lied to his laptop. How frustrated do you think you got playing the game, all things considered? When markets collide. Investment strategies for the age of global economic change. If they made it to the list of top earners at HMC, people would read specifics about their compensation in the press, and if they did not make it on the list, people would know that they were not one of the top investment performers at HMC. Affluence of the intelligence. Create your own affluence plan and turn up your thermostat. Talk like the TED. Hands in pockets. Most people keep their hands in their pockets when they are standing in front of a group. body mind. Through observing their form and function, we can learn quite a bit about the way a person handles himself in the world. The 6 most important decisions you'll ever make. Of all the girls who like me, I picked you. I think you have good taste. Fire and the fury inside the Trump White House. They immediately became co-conspirators and promptly shut out any competing advice. How children succeed, grit, curiosity, and the hidden power of character. Anything could happen. The multi-hyphen method. Listen and respond. How Google works. When Instant launched, it had only a modest impact on revenue, but Google has launched plenty of other features with a more significant financial impact. How to change when change is hard. Switch. Procurement is the process by which people buy things, and the government does a lot of procuring. The secret life of the grown-up brain. Reducing calories activated mild stress that unregulated growth factors that protect the cell against aging and disease said. Upregulate. Infinite possibilities, the art of living your dream. The starting point is not that you don't have any and you just want a little. It's that you have everything and you just want a little. Great TED Talks creativity. Driving home one night, British inventor P saw the reflection of his car headlight in the eyes of a cat at the side of the road, and that led to him creating the cat's eye road stud. A world without the email. Reimagining work in an age of communication overload. If the first 2 letters center T and H, then this severely restricts which letter is likely to be sent next. You can have an amazing life in just 60 days. I both build and destroy, and build and destroy, and build and destroy my lovely body. A race like no other, 26.2 miles through the streets of New York. It was not until 3 days before the race that Jack got his tickets too. The success of the principle, how to get from where you are to where you want to. Successful people know how to say no. without feeling guilty. Speak. Love your story. Your audience is waiting. On my real last day at Harpo, a place I called home, I was standing in my office alone. It is also true that engagement levels vary by industry, with high-tech manufacturing ranking the highest and the government workers ranking the lowest. Life matters. Life matters. Get some specific feedback that will help you with your other customers. The business of design, balancing creativity and the profitability. Schools and institutes that provide resources for talent. The retirement doc's proven prescription for living a happy, fulfilling rest of your life. Find out why financial planning is not enough. This high percentage of believers indicate that formalized religion feels a human need for more of us than does any other spiritual expression or lack of faith. Cooking for Mr. Latte. They were travel weary. Being in someone's home was good medicine. Courage, the joy of living dangerously. If you trust it, you will feed it, it will become stronger. The power of affirmation and the secret to their success. My new job brings joy and satisfaction into my life. The personality code unlocks the secret to understanding your boss, your colleagues, your friends, and yourself. The strategies outlined in the remainder of this chapter will walk you through the specifics of managing each of the 14 personality profiles. Today matters. 12 daily practice to guarantee tomorrow's success. How will you maximize your earning potential and still maintain the right attitudes toward the money? Coaching, evoking excellence in others. Several pitfalls may appear during this part of the program. The individual is weak in his solitary opposition to authority, but the group is strong. Love match. Sounds pretty rough, said the papa. Take the stairs. 7 steps to achieving true success. It's nothing new to hear that which is monitored is improved, and that when you don't measure, you can't manage. I love female orgasm. Get to a point where having a finger inside is comfortable for you before trying to insert a penis. How women rise. This is usually shocking to preachers because it doesn't fit with the "I'm such a nice person" narrative they carry around in their heads. Infographics. Build your design using wireframes, mood boards, and graphic design tools. Creating the new styles first, then apply them to text that you add to your document later. What they teach you at Harvard Business School. Nico and I thought about buying a beer, but it was too sad. How to make anyone fall in love with you. Very well, thank you, or worse. Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. Blunder. Why smart people make bad decisions. We mistakenly assume that if our partners love us, they will react and behave in certain ways. The ways we react and behave when we love someone. Public speaking, participate. Now you need to consider carefully the words you will use to communicate your message to get a favorable response from your audience. Breaking the habit of being yourself. The instant this happened, you made what you were thinking about more real than anything else. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Wealth the principle. Action is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. The new basics of marketing. Companies including Target and Nordstrom have improved collaboration between marketing and other functions with simple tools that streamline decision-making by establishing clear roles, explicit decision criteria, and a well-defined process. The 48 Laws of Power. A Renaissance artist was always careful to keep his studios shut to patrons and the public alike, not out of fear of imitation, but because to see the making of the works would mar the magic of their impact and their studied atmosphere of ease and natural beauty. Being the boss. Do you use software tools that facilitate networking and collaboration? The formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork, freedom of purpose. The Type A woman, how to overcome the stress of being everything to everybody. One single woman I know describes a kind of dark cloud whenever she finds herself having fun and enjoying any activity that doesn't involve a man. Leadership blind spot and what to do about them. I dismiss her because she's not extrovert and in your face. I shouldn't. Pause. Harnessing the life-changing power of giving yourself a break. It took Lisa a full year to extricate herself completely from a medical practice. Extricate. The Omnivore's Dilemma, a natural history of 4 meals. Predation. Predation is deeply woven into the fabric of nature, and that fabric would quickly unravel if it somehow ended, if humans somehow managed to do something about it. Predation. The management of the myth, debunking modern business philosophy. In sum, their position is that everything they propose is perfectly legal, and the law deserves to be broken anyway. The transformative CEO depend ideas because marketing, innovation, and the winning culture are the only 3 sustaining factors in a business. Then anything that imperils innovation must be eliminated. Compelling people. Just about everybody has a hard time with this, regardless of age, education, or intelligence. You can heal your life. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. The brain, the story of you, what had gone wrong with the cancer of the brain. Healing and preventing autism, poop, the whole story on constipation, diarrhea, and your kids' behavior. Poop. The Idea Factory. Other bad labs, the scientists would attribute their laboratory aptitude to their useful efforts to take apart car engine or rebuild radios. Rising strong, how the ability to reset transforms the way we live, love, parent, and lead. The more specific we can be, the more likely it is that we can create the change. What you do is who you are, how to create your business culture. Research in Motion, RIM, which created the BlackBerry in 1999, built a powerful product-based culture in Waterloo, Canada, far from Silicon Valley. Thinking in Best, a pioneering sociologist, actually designed a set of truth-seeking norms for a group that form a pretty good blueprint for engagement. If you are not first, you are last. Sales strategies to dominate your market and beat your competition. Exercise. What are the 4 types of people who will succeed in the marketplace? The year in tech 2020. These conflicts will unavoidably extend into space, at least to some extent, and military demand has long been an important source of funding for aerospace companies. Moving forward, will coming to terms with that deter you? If so, how much? The best damn sales book ever. 16 rock-solid rules for achieving sales success. Why did you do it? The 1-minute negotiator, assessing the tendencies of others, dealing with the other side. heart of the salt, a treasury of inner wisdom. I affirm the following. I am at the heart of the divine mind, perfect, whole, and complete. The innovators of the DNA. This person likely has a business background, such as a master's degree in business administration with expertise in operation, marketing, or finance. Kind of the story of my life. The simple rule for I versus me is that the sentence has to make sense if you remove the other person mentioned in the sentence. Escape the financial mediocrity, fired at 9 to 5, and slashy 40 years off the road to wealth. This book is a wake-up call of epic proportion. Some of those talking head gurus are going to put a price on its head. Crucial conversation. As a result, we now have longer discussion, and she's usually able to leave the conversation without having an outburst. Psychiatric mental health of the nursing. Concept of care in evidence-based practice. An example of a mental status examination for a client with NCD is presented in box 22. The 100-year life, living and working in an age of longevity. At its center is paid work, perhaps 1 or 2 days a week in an activity that link to the past. Creativity, flow, and the psychology of discovery and invention. You had to know how things worked locally. The positive shift, mastering mindset to improve happiness, health, and longevity. So figure out the change you want to make and then set a specific plan for how you'll implement this behavior in the next week. How to be productive without burning out, positive intelligence. The Kanban dashboard allows managers to track people's performance so that they know whether an employee or team needs some coaching or other type of assistant. Kanban dashboard. Secrets of great rainmakers. The word quote is a synonym for price. The Mozart effect. The Mozart effect. As a result of auditory re-education, Georgia recovered, went on to develop normally, and after graduating from college, became a successful artist. Small message, big impact. How to put the power of the elevator speech effect to work for you. After looking them over and delivering his speech, he would subtly slide them back into his pocket. Or seated at the table. How top salespeople connect and drive decisions at the executive level. Mary B., Vice President of Global Business Operation for Sun Microsystems, observed that most salespeople rely on what they did yesterday to achieve success. The power of habit. why we do what we do, and how to change. He was gone. Playing to win, how strategy really works. It took a decade, but Christ was able to retrain the business from toothpaste to oral care to understand consumer preferences and unmet needs and to broaden the product line in light of a richer understanding of industry segment unmet needs. Experiments in life. He then dropped to the floor as though the excuse had gone too far and had to be stopped. The collapse of the dollar. Make a fortune by investing in gold and other hard assets. So be careful. Do some serious research. Consult your broker, and after buying in, pay close attention. Coach yourself to success. Give up trying to be good at everything and focus on your strengths. Animal spirit. In this chapter, we focus on one aspect of our theory of animal spirit, the human demand for fairness, to help us understand unemployment. $1 billion turnaround. There's no question about it. People make decisions based upon satisfying their own interest. Illuminate, harnessing the positive power of negative thinking, positive effects. Getting started in real estate investing. The details of like-kind exchanges are reported as part of your tax return on Form 8824. Multipliers, how the best leaders make everyone smarter. And it wasn't just D who received the majority voting right. Digital Darwinism. People being listed in ImproveNet's database. Each contractor must submit to a series of screening tests. The driver in the driverless car. The Nest set a new standard for smarter devices. Hire and keep the best people. 21 practical and proven techniques you can use immediately. Improve performance professionally. Quantify everything. The art of motorcycle maintenance. He guessed they were having the same trouble he has. Your internet cash machine. He's at the forefront of marketers using webinar technology. Clean. After the cleanse. True, nature doesn't come with a blender, but the ingredients and the proportions of raw to cooked foods you have gotten used to have put you more in line with the way we and all the other animals on the planet were intended to eat. the end of old age, living a longer, more purposeful life. Select some activity or involvement that involve discussion, debate, or involvement in decision making. The Amazon.com way, secrets of the world's most astonishing web business. Bezos did it, and the reader of this book can do the same in another market. Inspired destiny, living a fulfilling and purposeful life. Seeking a one-sided life is draining, and this seeking a one-sided life is draining and disempowering, and it will hinder you from achieving your inspired dreams. The mere fact that you have obstacles to overcome is in your favor. Loan shot. How to nurture the crazy ideas that win wars, cure disease, and transform industries. In the mid-90s, W, a 24-year-old 6 foot 2 inch graduate of the Australian Defence Force Academy and a part-time rock climbing instructor, was a restless graduate student studying mathematics at Cornell University, growing bored of standard graduate school fare. A dictionary of American idiom. Resilience, bounce back from whatever life throws at you, packed with practical advice to help you get through tough times. They also have a real focus on their future development. The unwritten rules. Do you project to others a sense of being distracted and having trouble keeping up with all the responsibilities on your plate? Persuasive business proposal, writing to win more customers, clients, and contract. Section introduction. They allow you to state the benefits of your recommendation upfront. How to be everything. Here are a few tools that you can try individually or in combination as part of a pre-workout ritual. Meditation. If you haven't meditated before, start by setting a timer for just 5 minutes. The Family Manager's Guide for Working Mom. Organize your home. Susan was my undoing. Marketing to leading edge boomers and seniors. The ultimate no hold barred. Take no prisoners roadmap to the money. Membership. They are membership. Vision larger than itself and its own interest. Tall position, influence. Winners always quit. 7 pretty good habits you can swap for really great results. Watson was a man of action, a world-class salesman, and it probably didn't occur to him that thinkers sometimes fail to recognize that there is a time to quit thinking and take the action. Guide to the investing. Many individuals invest in mutual funds because of the professional management as well as the appeal of owning a small piece of many different securities rather than stock in a single company. Perfect praises for business ladders will help to defray the cost of defray. '50s success of the classics. In this artful way, Spencer introduced the reader to his fable on how to cope positively with change. The bulletproof diet. Lose up to a pound a day. Reclaim energy and focus. Upgrade your life. Work out less and gain more muscle. I did get stronger and faster, but not thinner. Presentation secret. Eye-opening description of storytelling techniques employed by the pros. If you find that your template isn't perfect, most of them are outright bad. Maybe you can modify it to better suit your needs. Template. So the lessons for living. The key difference was saying yes at the right moment and being willing to take the risk and the financial consequences of that decision. Reading advantage. what religious symbols are common in your country? Your one word, the powerful secret to creating obedience and life that matter. That's where your one word comes in. Are ready to succeed. Unconventional strategies for achieving personal mastery in business and life. The new physics presently rests like a pea under the collective matrix of humankind, disturbing tranquil sleep just enough to begin to change how people think about the world. The human network, how your social position determine your power, belief, and behaviors. Beyond all the segregation patterns resulting from homophily, friendship still cluster. Friendship still cluster. Body clutter. Love your body, love yourself. But I had to face the facts. Apple's wake-up call was also mine. Build a powerful brand to achieve career success. To make effective use of social networking, you will want to do more careful planning and the preparation. The element, how finding your passion changes everything. There are two main reasons. The English Teacher's Guide to Korea. If you have to stand on the bus, try to hold on tightly to something. Surviving the technological alteration of the modern mind. Tips for managing techno brain burnout. Many companies are now keep